Right, first I'll give you the most important topics in these 20 days. So in which topics you need to more concentrate. You need to concentrate on some topics which are most important topics. Right, if you look at the previous trend, especially from 2020. So you can divide this, you can just categorize, you can divide the CSAT exam before 2020 and after 2020 because there were drastic changes after 2020. Right, so if you look at the pattern or if you look at the type of questions given in CSAT exam after 2020, it is completely different from the before 2020, right? So if you concentrate from 2020 onwards, so what topics will, from which topics we get the more questions, right? There are some topics from the, so we have that quantitative aptitude and logical reasoning, right? From quantitative aptitude, the most important topic is number system, which includes LCM and HCF. Okay, number system means that you need to include that both LCM and HCF. And the second one is permutations and combinations. Permutations and combinations. Next, ratios, percentages, and averages. I'm not giving you all the topics now. Okay. I'm not giving you all the topics because you have hardly 20 days to go. So these topics, especially these two topics, number systems and permutations and combinations, so that's the most important topics. These two, first one and the second one, the most important two topics. So you need to focus these two, and rest of the topics which you need to focus on is ratios, percentages, averages. These 5 is enough. If you already have done the remaining topics, that's well and good. Otherwise, just concentrate on these. And when it comes to the reasoning part, reasoning, I'm not giving the complete entire list of the quantitative aptitude and logical reasoning. For these 20 days, you need to concentrate on these. Okay, so these 5 topics from the arithmetic part, and the reasoning part, number series. Number series questions. So number series or number puzzles, everything related to the numbers. So which means that we have that, for example, a simple example, suppose if I take this, these are called number series related questions. Definitely you have that minimum 2-3 questions from this topic. Okay, number series topic, number series or number puzzle or analogy, anything related to the numbers. So next, directions topic. Next, calendars, clocks, blood relation, non-verbal reasoning. See, non-verbal reasoning means that you have questions from counting the number of geometrical figures, how many triangles are there, how many rectangles are there, this type of questions you have it, right? And also the problems on the dice, problems on the cubes. So this one. And next, syllogism topic. These are the most important topics. So number series, directions, numbers related, numbers and alphabet series. Coding and decoding. These we will get the questions from these topics. Definitely we'll get the questions from these topics. So these 8 topics. Of course, we have the seating arrangement, puzzles and everything, but we are not sure about that. But these 8 topics, definitely you have this. Okay. Next, this is about the aptitude part, arithmetic part. In these 20 days, you need to concentrate on this part and this part. Number system, basic variable based questions. Some number system means that everything is included. So the entire number system topic. So almost all number systems and permutations and combinations will have a weightage of 15 to 20 questions. Okay. Okay, let's look at all the problems, the most important problems which we can expect, the concepts related questions. So maximum you can benefit from this session, maximum you can score it. So because I extracted all the previous year questions which are very, very important and also repeatedly asked. Like we have unit digit concept and we have the factors, right? As we discussed in the classroom, okay, for many students. So we repeat them. So because those are the most important concepts, definitely we'll have get minimum 40% of the questions. 40% is not the exact questions, at least the type of questions, concept based questions we'll get it. So now we'll do it. Yeah, these were the questions which were asked in the earlier previous year questions. Especially from 2020, I took the question. I have taken the questions from 2020 to 2024, most important ones. So if you concentrate on these problems and these concepts, minimum 30 to 40% we will get them. Okay, right. The first question: find the number of integers from 100 to 600 which are perfectly divisible by both 6 and 4. Okay. So before that, suppose if I ask you that how many numbers are divisible by 1 to 100, from 1 to 100 how many numbers are divisible by, let's say that 4 for example. Tell me the answer for this one. How many numbers from 1 to 100 are perfectly divisible by 4? My question is very simple. How many numbers from 1 to 100 are perfectly divisible by 4? Okay, 25. So it's nothing but we are taking the numbers 1 to 100. How many numbers? Which numbers are divisible by 4? 4, 8, 12, 16, these numbers are divisible by 4, right? So if I write all the numbers 4, 8, 12 like this till 100, how many numbers we have? 25. How do we get it? So we don't need to write all these numbers. See, when we have the numbers from 1 to 100, directly you can divide this last number with this number. 100 when you divide with 4, what is the quotient we'll get? 425. So how many numbers are divisible by 4 means that 1 to 100? 100 by 4. We simply take that 100 by 4. 100 by 4 is nothing but 25. Next, suppose if I ask you that how many numbers from 1 to 600 are divisible by both 4 and 5. Both 4 and 5. See, here we just need to simply take the quotient of the number. 100 by 4, what is the quotient? 25. 25 will take it directly. Suppose if I ask you that how many numbers from 1 to 600 are divisible by both 4 and 5. When a single number is given, how many numbers are divisible by a single number? Then we simply divide this number with 4. We take the quotient. If it is more than one number, how many numbers are divisible by 4 and 5? 4 and 5. When it is more than two numbers, more than one number, yes, we need to take the LCM of the numbers. If it is a single number, directly we divide the numbers. If it is more than a single number, then we take the LCM of the numbers. 4, 5. What is the LCM of these two numbers? 20 is the LCM. 4 and 5. You know how to find out the LCM, right? So 4, 5 LCM is what? 20. So now you take this number 600, divide with 20. Take the quotient of the number, right? 600 by 20 means that 23 is a 0, 30. So how many numbers from 1 to 600 are divisible by both 4 and 5? 30 numbers are there. Okay. So you simply need to take the numbers. Whether it can be 2 numbers, 3 numbers, any number of terms. If it is more than single number, then we take the LCM of the numbers, directly divide the number, take the quotient of the numbers. Remainder need not be equal to 0. Okay, remainder need not be equal to 0. Still my voice is breaking, right? Now coming to our problem. Here we can directly divide the numbers. See, 1 to 600 means that it is starting from, these numbers are starting from 1. These numbers are starting from 1. So we don't have any problem, directly we divide with this number. But if the numbers are in between the numbers, if the numbers are not from the starting number, so here we need to find out the numbers from 100 to 600. It's not from the starting number, right? For those numbers, we'll take it like this. First we take the larger number. First of all, by which numbers it has to be divided? 6 and 4. So immediately I had to take the LCM of the numbers. LCM means that, what is the LCM of the numbers? 6 and 4. 12 is the LCM. 6 2s are 12. 12 is also divisible by 4. The LCM is what? 12. Okay. So now you take the larger number first. Larger number is 600. 600 divided by 12 minus from the smaller number. For the smaller number, how do we take? We take minus 1. We take minus 1. So 100 minus 1, that is 99 divided by 12. Okay. If the numbers are remember one point, if the numbers are directly starting from 1, then you take this. Suppose if it is 1 to 600, then you can immediately take the 600 as the number. You can immediately take 600 divided by LCM of the numbers is what? 12. Okay. But if it is not directly from 1, if it is in between the numbers, it is what? 100 to 600. It is in between the numbers, right? If it is in between the numbers, then we take the larger number divided by this number. And when you take the minus, when you take the smaller number, for the smaller number you take one number less. 100 minus 1 means that what? 99. So 600 by 12 means that what? 1250 is the quotient. And 99 by 12. Here I already told you that remainder need not be equal to 0. Okay? 99 when you divide with 12, you know the normal division, right? 99 when you divide with 12. So what is the value we'll get? 8. 50 minus 8 is what? 42. So the answer is what? 42. Got it? So first we take that if the numbers are in between, if it is suppose even if it is from 200 to some 500, let's say that the problem is given like this. How many numbers from 200 to 500 are divisible by both 6 and 4? If first, as usual, you first take the LCM of the numbers. Two numbers LCM is what? 12. Now, when you are taking the numbers like this, so first you take the larger number divided by LCM of the numbers. Take the quotient of the number. Minus, when it comes to the smaller number, you have to subtract one number. 200 minus 1 means that 199 divided by 12. Okay? So you can take the value. You just need to take the quotient of the numbers. The remainder need not be equal to 0. Okay, ma'am? Remainder need not be equal to 0. How to take LCM, ma'am? LCM is very important, ma'am. మనకి ఇప్పుడు చాలా తక్కువ టైం ఉంది కాబట్టి నేను ఫాస్ట్గా కొంచెం చెప్తాను. ఇఫ్ యూ హ్యావ్ ఎనీ డౌట్స్ యూ ఆస్క్ మీ. When you are taking the LCM of the 6 and 4, general method, okay, faster method is between the two numbers you choose the larger number. Okay, between the two numbers or three numbers you choose the larger number. So what is the larger number? 6 is the larger number. Okay, so 6 is not divisible by other number 4. Now you can go for the multiples of the numbers. 6 into 2 is what? 12. Okay, so now this number 12 is divisible by both these numbers, or otherwise we have a common method like as we have learned it in the school days. So 2 3s are 2 2s are. So further these numbers are not divisible by any common number. So 2 3s are 6, 6 2s are 12. 12 is the LCM. Okay, right. Let's take the next problem. How many 3-digit numbers are there which are divisible by 2 3 5? Okay, see the question, same type of question. How many 3-digit numbers are there? 3-digit numbers are which mean that what? 3-digit numbers mean 100 to 999. 100 to 3-digit numbers means that 100 to 999. From 100 to 999. So how many 3-digit numbers are perfectly divisible by? So this number should be divisible by what? 2 3 5. I already mentioned that if it is more than a single number, then we first need to take the LCM of these numbers. 2 3 5. What is the LCM of these numbers? 2 3 5. So no number is divisible by common numbers. All these numbers, at least two of the numbers are divisible by one common number. It is not possible, so you simply take the product of these numbers. LCM of these numbers is what? 30. Okay, ma? Now, so again it is not from 1 to 999. If it is 1 to 999, directly you take the larger number, divide with this LCM number. Since it is between the numbers, how do we take? First you take the larger number. What is the larger number? 999 divided by 30 minus quotient of 999 divided by this LCM 30 minus, when you take the smaller number, for the smaller number we need to subtract 1. Whenever you take the smaller, larger number you can directly take, but when you take the smaller number, for smaller number you take one number less. 100 minus 1 means that what? 99 divided by 30, quotient of. Okay, so what is the value? 33 is a 90 and 33 is a, when you divide 999 with 30, so like this 999 with 30, you know that, right? So you always have to take the quotient part here. Okay, so 33 is a 90 and then 99, 33 is a 90, 9 is the remainder. Remainder is not important for us. Okay, only we need to take the quotient. 999 divided by 30 means that what is the quotient value we get? 33. Then 99 by 30. 99 when you divide with 30, 33 is a 90. So what is the answer? 30 is the answer. We are doing the previous year question. In a school, every student is assigned a unique identification number. A student is a football player if and only if the identification number is divisible by 4. Whereas a student is a cricketer if and only if the identification number is divisible by 6. If every number from 1 to 100 is assigned to a student, then how many of them play cricket as well as football? So I'll send you the PDF file in your group. You can take a printout for that, because we don't have much time, right? So in a school, every student assigned a unique identification number. Okay, in a school, for every student an ID number is given. ID number is decided like what? A student is a football player. If the student is a football player, then the ID number is given as what? The numbers are divisible by 4. Whoever plays the football, then their identification number, ID numbers are, which are divisible by what? 4. Then what could be the football players' ID numbers? Yeah, it could be 4, 8, 12. So here these numbers must be divisible by 4. Okay, football player means that the numbers must be divisible by 4. And similarly, the ID numbers given to cricket players whose values are divisible by 6. How many numbers are like me, which means that 6, 12, 18 like this. If every number from 1 to 100 is assigned to a student, so the ID numbers are taken from which numbers, Amma? 1 to 100. The ID numbers are taken from 1 to 100. Now the question is, for how many of them play cricket as well as football? Okay. So from these numbers, can you tell me that what is the least number which is a football player and a cricket player? You can take this. These numbers are ID numbers of football players. 4, 8, 12, 16 like that. These numbers are ID numbers are 6, 12, 18. These numbers are ID numbers are cricket players. Okay. So you can see that 12 is a common number. So which means that ID number 12 is playing both football and cricket. Okay. In mathematical term, if I tell you that, so both football and cricket means that, so the numbers must be divisible by both 4 and 6, right? Now the question is what? From 1 to 100. Now the mathematically the question is from 1 to 100, how many numbers are divisible by both 4 and 6, right? Because the numbers are given from 1 to 100 range only. The numbers range is from 1 to 100 only. Out of this 1 to 100, how many numbers are divisible by 4 and how many numbers are divisible by 6? Why? Because we need to find out the value of both football player's ID number and cricket player ID number. Okay, which is nothing but what? Both 4. The numbers must be divisible by both 4 and 6. Okay. Now the question becomes like this. How many numbers from 1 to 100 are divisible by both 4 and 6? 4 and 6 means that first of all, we take the LCM of these numbers. What is the LCM for 4 and 6? 12 is the LCM. Okay. Now the question is directly from 1 to 100. Directly from 1 to 100 means that, yes, we can directly take the largest number divided by 12. So you take the quotient value. 100 by 8 means that what is the value? 8. 8 is the value. Already I told you in the classroom that the most important thing, like squares and cubes, you have to remember minimum 1 to 30 squares. At least you remember it now, because it's important in arithmetic as well as reasoning. In reasoning, you have the direct questions, like you need to identify the square numbers, you need to identify the cube numbers, right? So minimum you need to learn 1 to 30 squares and 1 to 20 cubes, minimum. 1 to 30 squares, you need to identify. 1 to 30, at least it would be better if you remember till 35, because sometimes it is also asked from 31 to 35 also. This is mandatory, 1 to 30 squares and 1 to 20 cubes. Right, now you tell me that, okay, a gardener has 1000 plants. He wants to plant them in such a way that the number of rows and the number of columns remains the same. What is the minimum number of plants that he needs more for this purpose? At 24. At least could you tell me that what we need to do? Squares. Yeah. So here it is given that the number of rows and the number of columns remains the same. if you have this condition, the number of rows and the number of columns remains the same, that number should be the perfect square. You should always remember that. Okay, first of all, suppose if I take from this, I want to plan in a such a way that the number of rows and the number of columns remains the same. Suppose if I want to plan them, the number of rows and the number of columns should be same. Okay, let's take that. Suppose if I want to plan the plants in 2 rows, which means that obviously columns also 2, because my condition is what? The number of rows in the column should be same. 2 rows, 2 columns. Then what would be the final number of plants I am planting? This is 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have that 4 plants, right? Suppose if I want to plant them 3 rows, which means that obviously I need to plant them in 3 columns. So the number of rows and the number of columns should be same. The number of rows and columns are 2 and 2, then the total number of plants I am planting is what? 4. If the number of rows and columns, if I am taking the 3 rows and 3 columns, if I want to plant the plants in 3 rows and 3 columns, what happens? Total number of plants is what? You can add it, 9. So I am planting here, here, here like this, so total 9 plants. So suppose if I want to plant them like 4 rows and 4 columns. 4 rows, if I want to plant the plants in 4 rows and 4 columns. See, you can see that 4 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4. Columns are 4. Then what is the total number of plants I am planting? 16. Yeah. So you can see that if I am taking the 2 rows and 2 columns, so the total number of plants I am planting is what? 4. If I am taking the 3 rows and 3 columns, the total number of plants is 9. If I am taking 4 rows and 4 columns, the total number is what? 16. Which means that it is nothing but what? A perfect square. Okay. So that's why I am telling you that the number of rows, in order to take this condition, number of rows and the number of columns remains the same. Whenever you see this condition, the number of rows and the number of columns remains the same. For any problem, immediately the number should be a perfect square. A perfect square. PS means that perfect square. Right. Now you can read that a gardener has already 1000 plants with him. He wants to plant them in such a way that the number of rows and the number of columns should be same. Okay. And what is the minimum number of plants that he needs more for this purpose? Already he has 1000 plants. He wants to plant them in this condition. As we know that in order to take this condition, the final number must be what? A perfect square. 1000 is not a perfect square. Right? 1000 is not a perfect square. How much additional plants are required to get this number as a perfect square? How many? Yes. 32 square. 32 square. 32 square value is 1024. Already 1000 plants are there. He needs extra 24. Then 1000 plus 24 is what? 1024. How many additional? 24. Here the concept of the question, the clue of the question is the number of rows and the number of columns remains the same, means that for any problem you immediately need to take that the number should be a perfect square. Right? A perfect square. A sum 700 rupees has to be used to give 7 cash prizes to the students of a school for their overall academic performance. If each prize is 20 rupees less than its preceding price, what is the least value of the price? What is the least value of the price? Okay, 700 rupees is the total amount. A sum of 700 rupees has to be used to give 7 cash prizes. 700 rupees to be distributed as how many prizes? 7 prizes. And what is the condition for each prize? If each prize is 20 rupees less than its preceding price. Generally when you are doing problems, arithmetic problems, if you don't know any value, you can assume the value is x, right? So there are 7 prizes. The total sum of the 7 prizes is given as what? 700 rupees. We don't know the initial price. Let's say that the initial price is x rupees. If I am taking my first prize is x rupees, then what is the second price? X minus 20. Here clearly it mentioned that each price is 20 rupees less than its preceding price. Suppose if I take that initial price is x, then the next price would be what? X minus 20. Next price, another 20 rupees less than the previous one. Less than its preceding price means that previous one. Previous price is 20 rupees, x minus 20, minus 20 is x minus 40. Next price is what? X minus 60, x minus 80. Likewise, how many price? 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So these are the 7 prices. If I take my initial price value is x, and the condition is each price is 20 rupees less than its preceding one, x minus 20, x minus 40. Likewise, I am how many prices I would have to take? 7 prices. Okay, the entire value of these prices is what? Equal to 700. So now you add these values, 7x, right? 7x on 3, 6, 7, 60, 120, 200, 300, 420. So 7x here I am writing 7x minus 420 is equal to what? 700. 7x is equal to what? Minus 420. When you take it to the other side, it becomes what? Plus 420. Okay. 7 1s are 7, 7 6. X value is equal to what? 160. And after getting this value 160, you need to look at this. What is the least value of the price? Least value of the price. Least value out of these numbers is what? X minus 120 is the least value. Okay, x is not the least value, x minus 120 is the least value. X value is 160, 160 minus 120 is equal to what? 40. So answer is 40. Okay, so generally minimum we have 5 questions based on this type of questions, which means that we assume the value is x. If you don't know any value, we assume the value of x, then when we do the problems, we will get the answers. So answer is what? 40. 40 is the least value. What is the total number of digits printed if a book containing 80 pages is to be numbered from 1 to 850? 1 to 850. These are all standard questions and which were asked in the previous year questions. Number system, very standard questions, not just for UPSC, for any exam if you write that, these are very standard questions. UPSC also given the same type of questions. 1 to 850. First you understand the problem. What is the total number of digits printed if a book containing 850 pages? A book has 850 pages. Okay, how many digits we are using? Okay, how many digits means that suppose 1 to 9, for every page we have single digit. 10 means that how many digits we are using? 2. 11 means that 2. Likewise, suppose if you take 100, we are using 3 digits. If you count all the digits till 850, how many digits will get? Tell me the exact value. Starting from page number 1 to 850, if you count number of digits like 1, 2, 3, 4, like 850, how many digits we have? See, whenever this type of question is given, first you take the single digit separately, 2 digit numbers separately, 3 digit numbers separately. Single digit numbers, how many single digit numbers we have? 1 to 9 means that total we have 9 digits, right? Next, 2 digit numbers means that 10 to 99. First of all, tell me that how many numbers we have? 10 to 99 means that how many numbers we have? How many numbers we have? First tell me that how many numbers we have from 10 to 99? 90. So largest, you remember one point, whenever you take the numbers from one number to another number, how many numbers are there from 120 to 500? Suppose if you want to find out. How many numbers are there from one number to another number means that largest number minus smallest number plus 1. Okay. When you are taking the numbers from one number to another number, it is largest number minus smallest number plus 1. Largest number is 99 minus 10. 99 minus 10 is what? 89 plus 1. Which means that we have 92 digit numbers are there. Starting from 10 to 99, how many numbers are there? 90 numbers are there. And next, every number has how many digits? We are counting the digits, right? Every number has how many digits? 2 digit numbers only, right? So which means that in these 10 to 99, how many digits we are using? 90 numbers are there. Each number has 2 digits. 90 into 2 means that what? 180. Is it clear? Next, 3 digit numbers. If you take the 3 digit numbers, 100 to how many pages were there? 850. 100 to 850. 100 to 850 means that now you take that. First of all, how many numbers are there from 100 to 850? Largest number minus smallest number, that is 850 minus 100 is 750 plus 1. 751 into 3, because it is a 3 digit number. So each number has 3 digits. I multiply with 3. So now if you multiply 3 into 1, 3, 3 5 is 15, 3 7 is 21 plus 2. 9 plus 3 is 12, 14, 2442. Okay, ma? So the answer is 2442. Yes, 2442, amma. Okay, can you quickly tell me the answer for this? How many digits we are using from 1 to 1200? 1 to 1200. Can you tell me the answer for this one? How many digits we are using from the number 1 to 1200? 3693. See here 1 to 1200 means that how many single digit numbers are there? Single digit numbers already we find out, that is 9. Single digit numbers are 9. Next, how many two digit numbers are there? That is also over, that is what? 180. 3 digit numbers. 3 digit numbers means that first of all, how many 3 digit numbers are there? 100 to 999. So which means that total numbers are 900. So there are total 900 numbers are there, and also we have 3 digits in each number. So which means that what? 2700. Now when we take the 4 digit numbers, 4 digit numbers are there from 1000 to up to how many numbers, amma? 1200. 1000 to 1200. First of all, you take the total number of numbers from 1000 to 1200. How many numbers are there? 201, because it is larger number minus smaller number plus 1. So 1200 minus 1000 means that 200. 200 plus 1 is what? 201. So 201 into 4. So which is nothing but what? 804. Now you add the numbers. 9 plus 4 is what? 13. 8 plus 1 is what? 9. Okay, 8 plus 8 is 16. So the answer is what? 3693. Okay, ma? So in this way we separate that, like how many single digit numbers are there, how many 2 digit numbers are there, how many 3 digit numbers, like. Okay, we separate it like that. So answer is what? 3693.